The EchoFront Report, your podcast for sales automation. Welcome to this exciting episode.
All right, imagine this with me for a moment. Like, you're a top sales rep, okay? Minutes before, like, the biggest product demo of your quarter, the client's walked in, their CEO is right there on the call, and you're just frantically sifting through shared drives, old emails, maybe even dusty folders on your actual desktop. Desperate, right, to find that one killer presentation. And you finally pull up maybe 3 different versions, accidentally grab an outdated one, or worse, one with the wrong branding. Boom. Your credibility just takes this massive hit. The flow of your pitch, just shatters. And that make or break deal suddenly feels really shaky. And look, this isn't just some hypothetical bad day, right? This content chaos, it's a silent, kind of insidious drain on resources, productivity, and ultimately a company's revenue. It's happening everywhere, costing businesses way more than they probably realize. It's like a whole department operating with one hand tied behind its back.
You've painted a picture that is sadly very familiar for a lot of sales pros. And the numbers, they really back this up too. Think about it. Sales reps, for all their talent, typically spend only about, 28 to 33% of their time actually selling.
I mean, about a third. Wow.
Yeah, just a fraction. And a huge chunk of the rest we're talking, for some up to 10 hours a week, is just lost, gone.
10 hours. Doing what?
Just searching for content, organizing it, trying to figure out which version is the right one, the current one. And the pain doesn't stop there. Get this. A staggering 60 to 70% of all the amazing content that marketing teams pour their hearts and, resources into creating, it goes completely unused.
60 to 70% is huge.
It is. It's potentially millions, sometimes tens of millions, in wasted investment, just sitting there collecting digital dust.
Millions. Wow. That's just a staggering amount of wasted potential. So for this deep dive, looking at the articles and insights you've brought, we're not just here to, complain about this content mess. Our mission today is really to unpack it, to look at how companies are moving beyond just like storing information, and to uncover a potentially radical new approach, one that could actually transform this chaos into a powerful source of customer insight. We'll explore how these intelligent content strategies can personalize customer experiences and, crucially, reveal which messages really hit home. Okay, so if the answer isn't just another shared folder or some basic central storage, what is it? It sounds like we're talking about a real strategic shift here, not just, a software patch.
Precisely. That's the core of it. And what's really fascinating, I think, is that while the traditional systems, they kind of stop at central storage, that single source of truth idea.
Right, we hear that phrase a lot.
Yeah. But the approach we're digging into today, let's call it the EchoFront method for our discussion, it starts there. But it builds something much, much more powerful. Think of it more like a comprehensive framework, a strategic evolution, really. It's not just designed to create a central hub for content. No, it's designed to actively use that content, to craft personalized experiences for customers, and this is critical, to gather vital, actionable data back. It fundamentally shifts the focus from just, is the content available, to how is it being engaged with, and what can we learn?
Okay, let's unpack that because it sounds like a pretty big promise. What are the core ideas, the concepts that make this shift happen? You said it's more than just storing.
Absolutely. At its heart, this method really revolves around 2 core interconnected concepts. The first one is something we can call intelligent content plans.
Intelligent content plans. Okay, so instead of that tangled web of folders we just talked about, what does that actually look like? Is it like a giant spreadsheet or...
No, not at all, thankfully. Visually, you can imagine something more like a sophisticated Kanban board, maybe, or like a strategic blueprint for your content. Every single piece, white paper, demo video, case study, pricing sheet, whatever it is, it gets strategically assigned, meticulously mapped to a specific phase of the customer journey, right from that initial spark of awareness through consideration, decision, all the way to onboarding, even follow-up.
Ah, okay, so it's really tied to the sales cycle.
Exactly. This isn't just about having content somewhere. It's about proactively ensuring that the perfect, approved, brand-compliant piece is not just waiting, but ready. Ready for every single potential interaction at every stage of that journey. It moves beyond just managing content to strategically deploying it at the right time.
Okay, that makes a ton of sense. You've got this perfectly orchestrated content mapped out. It eliminates that frantic search we started with. But how does that thing get to the customer in a way that feels, genuinely personal and not just like an overwhelming data dump? This sounds like that secret weapon for sales you mentioned earlier.
You got it. This leads us right to the second core concept. automated customer portals. Remember those intelligent content plans we just talked about?
Yeah, the blueprint.
Right. They become the dynamic blueprint for these personalized portals. So for each individual customer, an exclusive, tailor-made portal is automatically spun up. And here's the really clever part. Content is dynamically unlocked. It's presented based purely on where they are in the sales cycle.
So it adapts.
Completely. A brand new prospect just entering the pipeline. They'll only see content relevant to that awareness phase, maybe a general industry report, an intro video. But as they progress, as they get closer to deciding, the portal intelligently unlocks more detailed stuff. Targeted case studies, technical specs, maybe custom pricing info.
Okay, so the customer isn't drowned in information they don't need yet.
Precisely. It guarantees a clean, relevant, and honestly, a really professional customer experience. It completely eliminates that common problem of, dumping 10 attachments into one email and hoping for the best. Everything they need, and only what they need right then, is right there. Beautifully organized, instantly accessible. It's a curated journey, not a messy library.
All right, this is already feeling like a massive step up. Streamlining delivery, ensuring relevance, making life easier for sales reps and customers. It's moving from that chaos to a really polished, guided experience. But the real game changer, the thing that turns content into that strategic advantage you mentioned, that must be about how customers actually engage with it, right?
Yeah.
Beyond just knowing they clicked open.
Absolutely. This is where we shift gears from just, stockpiling content to actually unlocking the secrets of customer engagement. Within these personalized customer portals, every single interaction, it's meticulously tracked, analyzed. You don't just know that a customer opened a doc. You know exactly how often they viewed it, for how long.
Seriously, down to that level.
Oh, yeah. Consider the kind of insights you get. You might discover things like which specific pages in your proposal are they reading over and over. That signals a key interest, maybe a sticking point. Which bit of the demo video gets replayed multiple times? Is that confusion, or is it a feature that really resonated? Which case study gets downloaded and then maybe shared internally with colleagues? That's not just interest, that's active advocacy, deeper engagement. Or maybe they only skimmed the intro of your white paper but spent like 10 minutes on the ROI calculator section.
Wow. That tells you exactly where their head is at.
Exactly where their focus lies.
That data is gold, absolute gold. Knowing that level of detail before your next call with a client.
Yeah.
It's almost like having a crystal ball, isn't it?
It really is. It turns every interaction into this rich learning opportunity.
Yeah.
And this granular data, it unlocks immense, truly transformative value for both marketing and sales. For marketing, think about it. They finally get clear, irrefutable evidence. Which content genuinely drives conversions? What moves customers forward? And they can shift from producing stuff based on, assumptions or gut feelings to acting like a strategic intelligence unit. Focusing resources on what actually works, cutting out what doesn't. Imagine the efficiency.
Huge.
And for sales, the impact is even more immediate, more profound. They know exactly what a customer is interested in, what their potential pain points are, what truly matters to them before the next conversation even starts.
So they can prepare perfectly.
Perfectly. They can tailor their pitch with surgical precision. They evolve, really, from just being a product presenter to becoming that trusted strategic advisor. They're not guessing anymore. They're informed.
So, okay, instead of that generic, slightly awkward, did you get a chance to look at the documents I sent last week?
Yeah, that old chestnut.
Right. A sales rep can now say something much more powerful like, hey, I saw you focused pretty intensely on our ROI analysis, especially page 7, where we break down the payback period for companies like yours. Let's maybe dive deeper into those points most relevant to your specific operational costs.
Exactly. That specific informed approach, it builds incredible trust and credibility, right? It also makes the conversation super efficient and impactful. You're meeting the customer precisely where they are with the info they actually care about.
Yeah.
And it goes even further internally. This tackles that classic friction point, between marketing saying, you don't use our amazing content.
And sales firing back, your content isn't relevant to what I actually need.
Right. Now, suddenly, both teams are working from the same exact data, same insights. They're aligned towards a common measurable goal. Revenue, customer success. It fosters a level of collaboration that was, frankly, often just aspirational before.
This really does sound like a complete overhaul. Not just managing content, but truly leveraging it, moving it from just an operational cost to a genuine strategic asset. Okay, so for organizations listening, Maybe recognizing their own content chaos in that opening story. How does one actually implement something like this? It sounds like a big change, though obviously a valuable one.
It is a significant change, yeah, but it's one with a pretty clear, actionable roadmap. It's designed to make the transformation manageable. There are typically 4 key steps we see for organizations looking to put an intelligent content strategy like this into practice.
Okay, 4 steps. What's number 1?
First, you start with an audit and strategy phase. Seems obvious, but it's crucial. This means a really thorough look at your existing content library. What do you have? What's actually effective? What's missing? What's just old and underperforming? And just as importantly, you need to define clear, measurable goals for your sales process itself. What outcomes do you want this new system to drive? Faster deals, higher conversions, better retention. You've got to lay that strategic groundwork first.
Right. Know where you're going. Makes sense. What's step 2?
Second, you build the content plans. This is where the blueprint comes together. It's not just, throwing content into buckets. It's about meticulously organizing and mapping your best assets to each specific phase of the customer journey within the system, like figuring out which thought leadership piece is perfect for awareness, which case studies nail the decision stage, which intro videos work best early on. This step forms the absolute backbone of your whole intelligent content strategy. It creates that precise, guided journey we talked about.
Got it. Audit and strategize, then build the plans. What's third?
Third step is integration and rollout. This is where the tech meets the people. It involves connecting the new system with your existing CRM, Salesforce, HubSpot, whatever you use for seamless workflows. That's important. But here's the really critical part: training. And it's not just training teams on how to click buttons in a new tool.
The culture shift part.
Exactly. It's about cultivating a new data-driven mindset, helping teams understand the why behind it all, encouraging them to embrace the insights, to be more strategic every day. Without that cultural buy-in, honestly, even the best tech can just fall flat.
Yeah, adoption is key. Okay, so that's 3. What's the final step?
And finally, step 4 is continuous optimization. This isn't a one-and-done project, not at all. You continuously use the rich analytics, the deep insights the system generates to refine everything. Refine your content plans, refine your overall sales strategy. Imagine finding out your top video consistently loses viewers after 30 seconds. Boom, now you know exactly where to tweak it. Or that a specific case study works wonders for, say, the manufacturing sector. Now you can double down on that. It creates this ongoing cycle of improvement, always adapting, always learning, always getting more out of your content.
That's a really clear, actionable roadmap. Take something that sounds complex and breaks it down nicely. We've really journeyed today, haven't we? From that messy, frustrating world of content chaos to a centralized, intelligent strategy that actually seems to drive real results. This deep dive, it really shows that platforms built on these principles, like the EchoFront method we discussed, they're way more than just tools. They feel like engines for real organizational change. Eliminating those painful inefficiencies, aligning sales and marketing, and delivering these critical insights into customer behavior. Insights that were basically impossible before.
Absolutely. And in today's world, how competitive and fast-moving everything is, this kind of deep data-driven insight, it makes all the difference. Companies that take the leap, that lay this data-driven foundation now, transforming how they approach content and customer experience, they're unquestionably going to be the ones that not just survive, but really dominate the personalized, intelligent markets of tomorrow.